Two very experienced captains, Aaron Finch and Mushrafi Mortaza, and superstars galore, hoping to display their ultimate skills at this famous venue. The toss was won by Australia. They elected to bat first. Trent Bridge at times has been a high-scoring venue. Big match here with Australia, third position on the table, and Bangladesh hoping to keep their hopes alive, to really establish themselves to get into that top four. Seems to be a nice day here, and just to confirm the teams for you, Australia have made 3 changes. Stoinis in for Marsh, Zampa in for Richardson, Nathan Coulter-Nile back in for Berendorf. Couple of injury changes for Bangladesh. Shabir Rahman in for Musadek, and Rubel Hussain, the experienced seamer, comes in for Saifuddin. That is potentially something that can hurt them. Lovely view of the surroundings, and the teams are already lined up for the formalities of the anthems.
And Australia.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth precious gifts, a beauty rich and rare. In history's page that every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains and let us sing and dance Australia
Thank you, everyone.
Fans are awaiting the first ball of this much anticipated contest. Defending champions Australia, who have been very successful so far in this tournament without actually hitting the optimum button. Can they do that today? Stark has been brilliant. Leading wicket taker for Australia. Can Mortaza get into the wickets? Only one wicket so far in this 2019 Men's Cricket World Cup. He must lead from the front. Second oldest international venue in the world, Trent Bridge. It's a bit chilly out in the middle, but it's all to play for Mortaza and his men. Michael Clark alongside me. Michael, good morning. How big is this contest?
Yeah, morning Ian Bishop, morning to everybody, all of our viewers. This is a huge game for both teams. Great opportunity for Bangladesh. They're in terrific form, full of confidence. Big win against the West Indies recently. And for Australia, a good opportunity to get back into some cricket at the highest level. I feel they've probably been performing at about 70% at the moment. I don't believe they've had the right balance in regards to the 11 players that have taken the field. But the positive for Australia is they're still finding ways to win. I think that's a great sign for any team. If you can not be at your best and still be winning, that gives you a lot of confidence. I like this 11. I like the all-rounder back in Stoinis. They're going for Coulter as the third quick. And then finally, a spinner back in. Zampa getting another opportunity. David Warner at the top of the order. Been a little rusty. Yes, he's scoring some runs. Average is good, but the strike rate is down for Warner. Used to him being very aggressive at the top of the order. So today, will the amount of balls that David Warner's faced in this tournament so far hold him in good stead today? His partner's been unbelievable. Aaron Finch, the complete opposite, very aggressive, taking it to the opposition opening bowlers. Again, great average, but look at the difference in that strike rate, 110.6. Been leading from the front as captain.
Work to do for Mortaza with the ball. He's been a little off the pace with the wicket taking in this tournament. In fact, Bangladesh have only taken 4 wickets in the first power play in this tournament. 1 wicket for Mortaza in his last 6 ODIs. He'll want to make inroads today. Round the wicket to Warner immediately.
Yeah, wickets are the key for Bangladesh early. Probably say that every game. Top order of a lot of the teams in this World Cup, so strong. But particularly for Australia, Warner, Finch, Khawaja, Smith. One of those guys will want 100, so wickets early for Bangladesh.
You consider just 4 wickets in the games that they've played so far. One of those was actually a run out. It tells you the need, the urgency in this power play for Bangladesh to find penetration.
I'm really surprised with this, around the wicket straight away. Just again, I think that to me looks like a sign of preventing runs versus getting a wicket. I think to David Warner from over the wicket, if the ball does swing back in, it brings in LBW and bowled. But if it doesn't, then you got the angle across for that man at slip. Just think from around the wicket, you'll see Warner move closer towards off stump. You'll take out LBW by getting himself outside the line. So there goes LBW. I just don't know. It has to be an absolute jaffer to get Warner from this line, or a bad shot, a poor shot, caught point, caught cover, something like that. Just see this a little negative. Again, you also see Mataza going across the seam, not trying to swing the ball at all. Maybe that's an indication as to why they haven't picked up as many wickets, or why he hasn't picked up as many wickets with this new ball as he probably should. Yes, control's important, don't get me wrong. In this first power play, just 2 fieldsmen out. Cross seam, you're taking out swings straight away. It's hard to believe that.
First run for Australia.
It's quite slow off the surface as well. Again, cross seam delivery. A consistent bounce, but quite slow. Warner a fraction early inside edge. He's away.
টিভিএস ঈদ উৎসব, ঈদের ফুর্তি আবার জমাতে টিভিএস বাইকে 15,000 টাকা পর্যন্ত ছাড়। বাড়লো 25 জুন 2019 পর্যন্ত। আজই আসুন টিভিএস এর শোরুমে। মাঠ কেন নষ্ট করছো?
কারণ আবার ম্যাচ হেরে গেছে না। আজ হেরেছে, কিন্তু কাল তো জিততেও পারি। হারকে হারাতে গিয়ে যদি দাগ লেগে যায়, তাহলে দাগই ভালো। সার্ফ এক্সেল, দাগই ভালো।
দেশ সেরা ইমো ভিডিও কল এক্সপিরিয়েন্স এখন দেশে 1 নম্বর 4.5G নেটওয়ার্কে। ট্রাই না করলে বুঝবেন কিভাবে। রবি।
It's a feeling by Shakib. He will be critical as he has been all along. Fantastic all-rounder, superstar really. Mustafizur Rahman, he's been in good rhythm, bowled well against the West Indies in the last game in Taunton. 7 wickets in this tournament, but his rhythm has been good. He's been hitting the gloves hard. They'll miss Saifuddin, I think. They'll miss Saifuddin, their leading wicket taker, out through injury.
Nice shape. Beautiful seam. Looking to take it away from Warner. Good first delivery. Dave Warner knows the fizz very well. Played a lot together at Hyderabad Sunrisers. So we know what to expect.
Nice gap finding. It's a pretty short boundary towards that side of the ground. And that is a real touch and timing from David Warner.
Tell you what, Bish, that is lightning fast, that outfield. Dave Warner has just checked this. Yes, it's hit the middle. This is a great example. In the ring, it's so important to do everything in your power to stop that ball. Because once it gets past, watch that speed up. You can't catch that. This is going to be a big scoring ground today. There's no doubt about it.
I just want to tighten up his line. Just a touch, Mustafizur. Nice carry. Nice carry. Nice bounce as well.
Both teams, some changes to both teams. Still strong and see through there. Lots of all-rounders playing today. It's very important for Australia to have the all-rounder of Marcus Stoinis back. Strengthen that 11.
Two English umpires today, Michael Goff. Loves to keep himself fit, so too this man. Two guys you see go jogging when they're on tour quite a lot. Richard Kettleborough, the Yorkshireman. He has tightened up his line a little too straight on that occasion.
There's that natural variation. We've seen a couple of balls just shape away. This one continues to go on with the angle into Warner. In quite high and probably going down the leg side. A good decision. It's a better field as well. They had a man at like a leg slip, a fine leg slip to Warner. Just that extra protection on the offside. Now's Fizz to try and swing it away from Warner.
Got away with that. 9 without loss.
সারা দেশ জুড়ে বেশি বেশি দরকার, তাই বাংলা লিংক দেয় বারবার। বাংলা লিংক।
যে ভালোটা নিশ্চিত করেছে স্কোয়ারের টেস্টিং সল্ট মুক্ত দারুণ স্বাদের চপস্টিক ইনস্ট্যান্ট নুডলস। শিশুদের জন্য সুস্থ ও সুন্দর শৈশব আমরা চাইলেই দিতে পারি।
Treat Milk Chocolate Bar. Go Tigers!
Mortaza. Of course, it was 20 years ago today that Australia won their second ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, 1999, right here in the UK. 2 days ago would I think been year number 14 that Bangladesh beat Australia in Cardiff in 2005. Australia have a glorious history in Cricket World Cups.
We've had mixed results at this venue though, Bish, unfortunately, in both Test and one-day cricket. So Australia want to turn that around. It's a beautiful ground to play at. So I think I've been really impressed that Australia's been able to find ways to win games of cricket, even though they haven't been at their best. I think they're going to have to play better today if they want to beat this in-form Bangladesh team.
Nice delivery, but a single taken. Yeah, Bangladesh have been playing some really good cricket. Just reflecting on that game 20 years ago where Australia steamrolled Pakistan in the final at Lord's. Good to see Vaughan and his magic in partnership with Glenn McGrath. Tom Moody, Big Tom, world-renowned coach now. And of course Paul Rifle now an umpire, ICC umpire, elite panel. Surface itself as well is very white. For all the rain that there was here over the last week, they've kept it well covered and it's fairly dry, so that may mean high volume run scoring, but your slower bowlers may have a big part to play.
I think that last ball is a really good example of what we're going to see a lot of from the quicks. The change of pace, the variable speeds. That's 112 Ks. Pitch is very dry underneath. Good even coverage of grass, but quite white. Quite dry as well. So again, change your pace. Just don't allow the batsman to get set and hit through the line.
Just 3 off the over, 12 without loss.
প্রতিদিনের পলিউশন আপনার চুলকে ড্যামেজ করে। আমি ফ্যাশন ডিজাইনার, আমাকে বাইরে যেতেই হয়, কিন্তু বাইরে এত পলিউশন, আমার চুল অনেক ড্রাই হয়ে যায়। নতুন ডাভ এনভায়রনমেন্টাল ডিফেন্স লোটাস এক্সট্রাক্ট যুক্ত, এটি চুল ডিটক্সিফাই করে আর পলিউশন ড্যামেজ 100% পর্যন্ত কমিয়ে আনে। চুলে পুষ্টি যোগান আর রাখুন প্রাণবন্ত সব সময়। নতুন ডাভ এনভায়রনমেন্টাল ডিফেন্স।
বাংলাদেশ দলকে উইশ করে অফিশিয়াল জার্সি জিতুন। বাংলাদেশের প্রতি ম্যাচের দিনে 100 জন। জার্সি পেতে অ্যাপ দিয়ে 25 টাকা মোবাইল রিচার্জ বিকাশ করুন আর উইশ SMS করুন 0444001624 নম্বরে।
কিছু ছেলের কুলনেস একদমই আলাদা। কুল ডিওড্রেন্ট বডি স্প্রে 6টি লং লাস্টিং ভ্যারিয়েন্টে। কুল বডি স্প্রে ফর লং লাস্টিং কুলনেস।
Nice line.
Quite quick as well, 40 Ks. Have a look at the dimensions this ground, Radcliffe Road end. Interesting shape, venue. Such a good place to bat once you get in. Utilise the smaller boundaries. It's got to be watchful early. It's a good example. That ball, the position of that seam, you expect that to come back in, but it just holds.
Right, time to get into the meter with Michael Clark as you look forward. Is this the batting order that you are happy with?
I've got to think about that, Bish. I think the one thing that the Australian selectors and Aaron Finch and Justin Lane will be thinking about is Khawaja at 3. Is it Khawaja? Is it Sean Marsh? Do we stick with Warner and Finch at the top of the order? They will be the questions that are being asked at the moment. He played from Finch. In regards to the batting, I think there's definitely a question mark around which spinner. Do they go Zampa or Lyon? But I think their number one question right now will be, have we got it right in going Khawaja at 3? Again, I like this. I like Warner and Finch at the top of the order. I want to see Warner back to playing his aggressive best. Fearless, taking the bowlers on and looking to dominate. That's why him and Finch, I think, should be at the top of the order. Smith is the foundation. He controls the innings. You got power in Maxwell, Stoinis and Carey, and then your bowlers that are also pretty handy with the bat. So it's a good-looking 11. I think the bowlers deserve credit as well. The teams that have played against Australia so far, and we're seeing it again today, they're bowling a good line and length for Warner. So it's not, yes, we're not seeing him take as many risks early, but I think the bowlers deserve the credit. You know, the fact 13 balls again today for his 6, we're not used to seeing that from David Warner.
Very well bowled by Mustafizur. So there are those who will proffer the argument that Khawaja has been so good opening the batting since he's come back into this team that you might benefit more from him up there at the top. And David Warner is so, I suppose flexible is a word I'd like to use, because he can run when the field is spread. Let's say he comes at 3, he can run, he can hit gaps, and he's still got that power. His strike rate at the moment, come back to it, he runs badly lined, just marginally off the mark and 4. Warner, you feel that his strike rate might be better today, but previously in the tournament, mid-70s, just about 80. Isn't really firing, but you feel he can adapt in the middle of the innings or outside that first power play. What about those people who are making that argument?
I think it's a fair argument, Bish. I think you're right. It's, you know, Warner's greatest strength is his own problem. He can bat anywhere in the order, but I still believe if Warner is on, him and Rohit Sharma are probably the best 2 opening batsmen in the world. And he's been on for a long period of time throughout his career, and his record shows that. End of the over, 18 without loss.
মানুষ তো কথা বলবেই, কিন্তু সৌন্দর্য আমাদের অধিকার, আর আমার সৌন্দর্যের শুরু লাক্সের সাথে। 7টি সৌন্দর্য উপাদান সমৃদ্ধ লাক্স, যা দেয় কোমল ও সুরভিত ত্বক বহুক্ষণ জুড়ে। সৌন্দর্য আমাদের অধিকার, লাক্স।
লাইফে নতুন মাত্রার এনার্জি আর ভাগ দিতে এলো গিয়ার। এবার লাইফ চলবে টপ গিয়ারে। গিয়ারে থাকো।
সামার এনজয় করো ঠান্ডা চকোলেটি পুষ্টিতে।
18 without loss after 4 overs. Nice sunny day so far here at Trent Bridge. Nice strike from Aaron Finch, and looks as though it has gone all the way. It's a small boundary in that extra cover area, but Finch showing form and confidence.
Yeah, that's a man coming off 100, premeditating, looking to go up and over. And this is one of the luxuries Warner's had at the moment, that Finch has been able to play this role. Keep momentum going forward, runs continuing for Australia, giving Warner time to get in. It's a beautiful shot from Aaron Finch. I think the other thing as a top order batsman, you've got to assess the condition. So one day there might be a bit of movement or a bit of swing, and you might have to give yourself a bit of time to get in. But to me, looking at this surface already in 4 overs, this pitch is slower. No swing, no seam. I think you've got to maximise the hard ball, the brand new ball. And that's what I think Aaron Finch has just addressed there. While this ball's new, power play, 2 fieldsmen out, we're going to go a bit harder than normal. And that's been Warner's strength over a long period of time. He now needs to read the play like Finch is and adapt. This is the form we're talking about with Aaron Finch. He was fantastic. 153 from 132 balls. Probably played as straight as I've ever seen him. Those on drives and straight drives were exceptional against Sri Lanka. Very, very well deserved 100.
Nice line, and early analysis from Mel Jones.
Yeah, been looking at the way in which Bangladesh have been going about things, coming off a fantastic win. I think they're trying to restrict and cut down the angle here for David Warner by bringing in particularly cover and mid-wicket. The closer they come towards David Warner, harder for him to pierce the gaps, and they also want to try and restrict his ability to get up and down the wicket. We know how he likes to get into his game by some speedy work. Good enough on that occasion then. But just by creeping in a little bit, it restricts the single and it puts just that little bit of extra pressure on David Warner.
Yeah, thanks, Mel. We were just talking about David Warner. That's one of the things that makes him a versatile batsman, I think, at different stages. And in the IPL this year, it's been discussed before, he was brilliant with Bairstow. But Bangladesh's fielding against the West Indies, Mel didn't want to call the name of a team they beat, but it was West Indies. No offense taken, Mel. They were brilliant. Oh, is that a drop chance? Is that a drop chance? Backward point is saying he didn't pick it up. So talk about that fielding. Has that gone down? 27 without loss.
চুল লম্বা করছিস? হ্যাঁ, এতখানি।
খেলায় ফোকাস করো, লম্বা চুলে নয়।
দেখা যাক সানসিল্ক লং এন্ড হেলদি গ্রোথের বায়োটিন যুক্ত ফর্মুলা চুলকে রাখে হেলদি ও লম্বা। খেলা নাকি লম্বা চুল, দুটোই একসাথে।
আমার মোবাইল বন্ধ করে স্যার, আপনার নাম্বার বন্ধ করে দিলে আমরা টাকা পাঠাবো কি করে? প্রাণ হজম ক্যান্ডি সব হজম করে দেয়।
এই গরমে একটা ঠান্ডা নিউজ দেই। এখন মাই জিপি অ্যাপে নির্দিষ্ট ইন্টারনেট প্যাকে 10% বোনাস। বেশি থাকতে কম নেবেন কেন?
এবার না হোক, সামনের বার আরো ভালো হবে। অ্যাডভান্স মিষ্টি মুখ করে দিলাম।
একটু মিষ্টিতেই হোক, দৃষ্টিভঙ্গির পরিবর্তন। তীর চিনি লাইফটা সিম্পলি মিষ্টি করে।
14টিরও বেশি ভিটামিনস ও মিনারেলস সমৃদ্ধ বিশ্বের 1 নম্বর সেলিং মিল্ক পাউডার নিডো ফর্টিগ্রো।
That peculiar boundary marker. Nice line again.
Just another look at this half opportunity from Warner. Front foot cut. I think that definitely carried. I think that's a drop catch. Yeah, you see straight away he said I couldn't pick the ball up, whether it was the vision, the line, coming out of the people sitting in the grandstand. That's a missed opportunity for Bangladesh. Keep an eye on that. Warner on 9. How many runs will that cost them?
Challenging, isn't it? Especially where that backward point would have been looking into that stand. It's a new stand, but all around the ground there are white seats, not all of them taken, and the overhang, the shelter there is white as well, so that could be an issue in how quickly you pick the ball up out of that background.
Yeah, the other thing, Vish, when you're fielding in that position at backward point, the light. So sometimes, as you can see, we've just had sun for a ball, now you're in the shade. It makes it really difficult to work out, is it sunglasses on, is it sunglasses off? Does that light change as the bowler's running in? Just to try and get that visuals to be able to see and react to the ball so quickly is really important. Obviously played from Aaron Finch.
Just thought that Aaron Finch was sitting on the back foot there for that single. The weight didn't seem at first glance to be on that front leg. Definitely sitting back, waiting for that maybe length or short of a length.
Richie Richardson in the heyday, Vish. The West Indian back foot square drive. Yeah, maybe a bit of premeditation there from Aaron Finch, looking for that short ball.
That one to Finch might have travelled. I was so impressed with Bangladesh the other day. The West Indies tried to come hard at them with the overuse of the short ball, and Bangladesh counter-punched brilliantly. West Indies had no answer, no flexibility, and that is down to their lack of skill at change-ups. Bangladesh have beaten South Africa impressively at the Oval. And based on where they are on the points table, Michael Clark, they've only beaten Australia once in their history, ODI history. Bangladesh fans, thousands, hundreds of thousands asking, is it possible today? Asking a former Australian captain.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong person, surely.
You're objective, I know you are.
I've got to be fair, I've got to be even, but no, Australia's definitely not going to lose. No, look, they're playing well. I think this is a danger game for Australia, no doubt about it. Do not underestimate this team. They are full of confidence, they've got class players, and they're playing well as a team, not just individually. Looking for that outside edge off Aaron Finch. End of the over, 31 without loss.
Good. What happened? Nothing happened, sir. We are proud, sir. Why? Look, sir. Crown cement, sir. So? Made in Bangladesh, sir. Your building, my country's cement. We are very proud, sir.
এই আবেগের মূল্য আমরা বুঝি বলেই প্রতিনিয়ত কাজ করে যাচ্ছে আমাদের রপ্তানির দিগন্ত প্রসারিত করতে। ক্রাউন সিমেন্ট, রপ্তানির শীর্ষে বাংলাদেশি গ্লোবাল সিমেন্ট।
কাঁচা আমের স্বাদে মিস্টার ম্যাঙ্গো ক্যান্ডি, মুখে দিলেই গুড মুড গ্যারান্টিড।
কোক শেষ, 10 সেকেন্ডে যাবি, 5 সেকেন্ডে কিনবি, 10 সেকেন্ডে চলে আসবি।
খেলা দেখতে কোকা-কোলা নিয়ে রেডি তো?
ডালো ক্যাপ্টেন ক্যালসিয়াম, প্রোটিন, আয়োডিন ও ভিটামিন সমৃদ্ধ পুষ্টিকর দুধের সাথে আছে চকলেটি স্বাদ।
I think that's the one advantage of coming round the wicket to David Warner. He does play with a slightly angular bat just outside the off stump, and you can deny him room inside, edging the ball something onto his stumps. So if he can keep that tight line.
It's the length as well. Warner struggling to get off the crease. It's one of the hardest things as a batsman, trying to pick up the length, watching the ball close enough so you can see the different length. Again, that top of the stumps, pushing yourself forward like Warner's trying to do. Just picked up a ball last over. It was a bouncer from the fizz to Warner, and he swayed out of the way of it, and it looks comfortable. But for mine, that's the example of Warner is not at his best right now because he's not reading the length as quickly as normal. Dave Warner, when he's at his best, he hooks and pulls that ball every day of the week. At the moment, he's trying to get himself forward, so anything short, he's just not capitalising on. There's another example. It might be the pace of the pitch. It might be a fraction slower than he's expecting. But this is the area David Warner has been so strong for such a long period of time. He normally smacks that through mid-wicket for four. At the moment, bottom half of the bat, bottom edge, no run, and I just think he's just not reading the length as quickly as he does when he's at his best.
Talk about timing, talk about finding it. That was perfect.
Yeah, it's a beautiful back foot punch from Warner. Again, he's probably assessed, thinking, okay, the pitch is a little bit slow. I'm going to have to play the back foot shots with the straight bat, not the cross bat. Again, the placement is exceptional. Looks easy on the screen. That's a very, very tough shot to play, to get that power off the back foot and then control it to beat the man at cover and mid-off.
Yeah, got to change up his pace here, Mortaza. Fortunate there as well. Their win ratio since the beginning of 2018 generally is better than Australia. Australia, though, have had a fantastic 2019. Play Afghanistan, India and Pakistan. Later on, Bangladesh. .36 without loss.
আন্তর্জাতিক মানের পন্ডস হোয়াইট বিউটি ক্রিম এখন দারুণ দামে। 50 গ্রাম মাত্র 200 টাকা, 35 গ্রাম মাত্র 130 টাকা, আর 25 গ্রাম মাত্র 80 টাকা।
We certainly haven't seen a flyer. Dave Warner back on strike. He seems to be getting most of it at the moment. That's a good drive. That's a check drive and good fielding as well. Atar Ali Khan alongside me. So Bangladesh, we'll see some fixtures again in a moment. I'm just wondering which they'd be absolutely targeting for their hopefully guaranteed 2 points.
Well, first thing first, they need to target Australia and win against Australia. But then they have the game against Afghanistan. That's how I think they should win that one. And then the two tough ones, India and Pakistan. So one thing at a time. Straight to the fielder. They've not managing to hit the gaps. Perhaps the slowness of the wicket, because number of times we've seen both these batsmen driving, not timing the ball to perfection. They're just going back to what you asked me a little while earlier. I think it's important for Bangladesh to realize that when they started this tournament, they did win against South Africa in the last match, winning quite comfortably against West Indies, and they have to have that belief that whatever team whoever they're up against, again straight to the fielder, but they'll pick up a single here. So whoever they play, they've got to have that belief that they can go and win, because they defended 330 and they chased 322. So they can do that no matter what. So that is the key for Bangladesh, and Stephen knows who to have spoken to the boys about that, because Australia is in a fantastic time, and they've won the World Cup 5 times, and they are the team to beat. So we just have to wait and see how many will they end up making, because these two players, we all know, can do bulk of the damage if they stay on.
There's the pull shot. Oh, it's gone all the way, and just wonder that Dave Warner has been hitting the ball to the fielders a lot. We've seen it throughout the whole campaign. Just needs to get a few of these away, just to feel like he's breaking the shackles, because batting just looks a little difficult at times for him at the moment. It's a bit of a grind, but this is more the Dave Warner we know.
It's a very good shot, but not the right length from Mustafizur Rahman. When you know that they were struggling to come onto the front foot and trying to pick up the gaps, why would you want to try a short one? So strong of the back foot, yes, very strong of the front foot, but they've kept them quiet by bowling fuller.
Kawaja, Smith, Maxwell. Got some form lines that need to change just slightly there. Stoinis back in, Coulter-Nile back in, and Zampa back in as well. He's got a delay with the ball. He's reacted on instinct there, and that's when you play a good pull shot. You're not set for it. It came out of nothing because they've been building pressure. So it would have felt good for Dave Warner. As we look over Nottingham and Robin Hood country, who's got the bow and arrow accurate today, eh, Atar? It's quite an odd shape when you look at the surface area of this ground, Trent Bridge. So, Michael Clark.
G'day, Slatsy. Yeah, look, I was talking a lot about David Warner, just not quite timing the ball as well as he would like so far in this World Cup campaign. One of the things I think is your job and responsibility as a partner, and certainly as a captain, is to look after your teammates. And you see that Aaron Finch is putting his arm around Warner, letting him know just to hang tough, things will come good. I think Aaron Finch knows how important this guy is to this Australian team, and he's just trying to continue to give him confidence.
Yeah, good stuff, Bucky. I think that's what he's shown throughout this World Cup, is that he's not getting ahead of himself. Came out of the middle, that was very full. So short, now full after a bit of a delay there with the ball. Dave Warner, one thing he hasn't done is lose his patience, and I think that's why he's been able to score the runs so far. Well, not at the rate of knots that you'd expect. It's something that you know he's got those other gears if he was starting to hit his straps.
Yeah, in the past when he struggled with the timing, we've seen him going down the wicket and taking on the bowlers, even if against seamers. So we haven't seen him doing that. So it's important for him to I think he realizes that if he can just get in and get set, then he can really play some flourishing stroke.
It's a change of angle round the wicket and a good one to finish. 44 for no loss after 8.
ক্লান্তিকে বোল্ড আউট করতে এসএমসি নিয়ে এলো গ্লুকোজ পাউডার বোল্ট, যা মুহূর্তেই দেয় ভরপুর এনার্জি, আর আপনি হয়ে ওঠেন ঝড়ের বেগে চাঙ্গা। বোল্ট, স্ট্রাইক অফ এনার্জি।
মনে হচ্ছে ম্যাডাম জামা কাপড়ের ব্যাপারে বেশ শৌখিন।
রোজই চকচকে নতুন কাপড় পরে আসে।
পারমিশনটা দিয়ে দিন, পুরো কাপড়ের দোকান এনে দেবো।
আপনার কাগজপত্র ঠিক থাকলে পারমিশনটা এমনিই পেয়ে যাবেন। আর এটা নতুন কাপড় নয়, আদর্শ আর কাপড়ে আমি কখনো দাগ লাগতে দেই না।
নতুনের মতো উজ্জ্বল, বারবার ধোয়ার পরও নতুন রিন এলো, নতুন উদ্যমে, নতুন শক্তিতে হাল্ক।
Hardish surface as well, so they've done well, the ground staff. Start of the 9th over, and Finch on strike. There could be a bit of pressure he's feeling. Bangladesh, well, they lead a couple of runs there. It's important that Finch doesn't feel the pressure because he's not getting the strike, because he's going at 18 off 17, so strike rate not bad. Certainly hasn't found rhythm yet because he's been at the non-strikers a lot.
I think when you see how the Bangladesh seamers have bowled, thinking will there be some more purchase for spinners, because they have some quality spinner slats. They have Shakib Al Hasan, they've got Mehdi Hasan, but the seamers have done the trick so far.
So I had a look at Dave Warner and just what he's trying to do to change things up. So you've got him out of his crease, that is the image on the left, and then back in his crease. And it's very handy if you're comfortable doing that as a batsman. Notice when he was pressed in front of being more back, he was able to force a bit more of a back drive. Now, I don't think he hit the gap on that occasion, but you can change a length by doing that. I think it also indicates too that there's a bit of frustration going on because he's trying to get something that he can hit.
Yeah, when you see the bowlers hitting the right areas, as a batsman you would want to do something different. Once in a while you'll see Warner going, or rather standing a little bit in front of the crease, and we've seen also that from Aaron Finch, but you've got to give credit to the bowlers because they've read the batsman very quickly and they started to bowl really good areas. Again, you look at the last 3 deliveries, it's on stumps and they've managed not to find the gaps, hit straight to the fielder, and that's exactly what you want as a from the bowlers, and it's the captain himself, Mashrafi Murtaza, leading from the front. It's not a quick start from Australia, but as I said earlier, you still want to pick up wickets. The partnership 46 and 53, you want to pick up a wicket, and it'll certainly do a world of good for Bangladesh if they can manage to do that.
Yeah, well, I think they should be ready for something from Finch, because there's one of them got to go. And every time he hits a dot ball to a fieldsman, there may be just a feeling between Warner and Finch might be as captain feeling, well, one of us has to go at a hefty strike rate. So I think they've built enough pressure here, Bangladesh, where stay consistent with the ball in hand and just wait for a hot chance. Sense that something's building. Finch wants to cut free. Single, so good hand from Mashrafi. Into the 9th, 47 for no loss.
দেশ সেরা ইমো ভিডিও কল এক্সপিরিয়েন্স এখন দেশের 1 নম্বর 4.5G নেটওয়ার্কে। ট্রাই না করলে বুঝবেন কিভাবে। রবি।
শুধু দর্শক মাঠ কিন্তু গরম, উত্তেজনাও চরম, এক পা দুপা করে গতি বাড়াচ্ছেন বোলার এবং দুর্ধর্ষ ইয়র্কার।
এটা ইয়র্কার নাকি? এটা তো বাউন্সার।
তো আপনি বলেন, এত যখন বুঝেন ছোটবেলা থেকে।
এত বিতর্কে না গিয়ে খেলা দেখুন বায়োস্কোপে, যেখানে সেখানে যখন তখন বাংলায়।
প্রবলেমে ভরা অফিস লাইফকে ইজি করতে আছে ম্যাটাডোর স্টেশনারি।
Next to the cameraman, I wonder if he's feeling okay with that. Even though it's a stuffed toy, that'd be a bit intimidating, I would think. Looks very lifelike. But you act like a tiger.
Well, Shakib Al Hasan, the real tiger, is end the attack. 254 wickets. Bangladesh feels that perhaps there is something in for the spinners. So after 9 overs, they've introduced the number 1 all-rounder, a man who's having a really good time with the bat, now with the ball.
Again, you see that to the fielder. He's such a talent, Shakib, isn't he? He's meant so much to this side. Consistent performer, number 1 all-rounder. He's been nestled at the top there for a long time. Top 3 since 2009. That's how consistent he's been. And always some thought that Australians can struggle against spin bowling. So here's one of the big fights today. Glorious. And that's what Finch needed. And that'll bring up 50 for Australia. Again, these two get there. 20th time in 54 innings.
It just is a little bit fuller. Lovely cracking shot down the ground. He won't miss that. Every time you pitch it up to him, he'll put that away for a boundary.
It's good relief here. And he's fired from 2 balls. Tried from the deep. Thankfully doesn't cost them. Sometimes can ricochet off. It's been a steady start for Bangladesh. I think their lines to both these batsmen have been good most of the time. They're just dropping Warner is the let-off. So you want to make inroads. You want reward for that pressure that they've built at certain times.
It was a difficult chance, but that's the way how it goes. It was an opportunity, couldn't grab it.
Australia, and they run into this game. Ashton Agar, who's over here with Australia A and playing not far from here today. He was brought in to mirror Shakib, I'm sure. Good use of a man close. Right, Josh Hazlewood here and Mitchell Masters playing today. 10 overs done. 53 for no loss.
তুমি যেখানেই যাও রোদ তোমার পিছু ছাড়ে না, এমনকি ঘরে ফিরলেও রোদের প্রভাব তোমার সাথেই থাকে। ফলাফল অর্ধেক চেহারায় সে দেয়, বাকিটা অন্য। ফেয়ার এন্ড লাভলি অ্যাডভান্সড মাল্টিভিটামিন, যা আপনার ত্বককে রোদের মলিনতা থেকে সুরক্ষিত রাখে আর আপনাকে দেয় দারুণ গ্লো। মলিনতাকে বাই, দারুণ গ্লোকে হাই। ফেয়ার এন্ড লাভলি অ্যাডভান্সড মাল্টিভিটামিন।
এলো ফ্রেশ সুপার প্রিমিয়াম সল্ট। এর আয়োডিন ও ব্যালেন্সড মিনারেলস শরীরের ইলেকট্রোলাইট ব্যালেন্স করে, যেন আপনি থাকেন সবসময় অ্যাক্টিভ। ফ্রেশ সুপার প্রিমিয়াম সল্ট, অ্যাক্টিভ সারাদিন।
সোনামণির শারীরিক ও মানসিক বিকাশে 14টিরও বেশি ভিটামিনস ও মিনারেল সমৃদ্ধ বিশ্বের 1 নম্বর সেলিং মিল্ক পাউডার নিরো 40 গ্রাম। বারুগোড়া কৌতূহলে ফ্রম নেসলে।
মোবাইলে সঞ্চয়ের টাকা বাড়তেছে তো নগদ সঞ্চয়ে টাকা বাড়ে সবচেয়ে বেশি হারে নগদ ডাক বিভাগের ডিজিটাল লেনদেন।
The run rate of 5.3, they'll be happy with that. I'm sure Justin Langer is, the coach. There's a man back there. Yeah, Bangladesh in 12 games, their last 12, only taken 8 wickets in that power play, 10 overs. So the fact that they haven't, we've given that 10 overs to Australia, 53 for no loss. And another very good opening stand.
I think what is important for Australia now is to see one of them go and pick up a really big 100 here, because once you do get set, you would back yourself up to play a long innings. Now we'll have to wait and see what is on his mind. Mashrafi Murtaza now in his sixth over.
Running hard there, Dave Warner's always scampering, isn't he? He's fit. He works hard, he's very focused. Every time you see him walking around the outfield, he's just so focused. So, yeah. See the first 10 overs, and that was aggression from Finch. And that was the drop. He just didn't move quickly enough. Some power off the back foot. And the ground and the pull shot as well. Handy start. In comparison to the best, 56 for no loss. Yeah, always interesting for the team to compare what they're doing from ground to ground to get an indication of whether all the grounds and pitches, are they offering the same sort of situation and conditions. It allows you, if you think that all the pitches are playing similar, to start to look at the same 11 each game.
I think as Mashrafi Murtaza has done really well in his sixth over. He's on an economy of under 5 runs an over, especially when you're bowling to someone like David Warner and Aaron Finch, who can be very, very threatening early on. And there would be a touch disappointed not to pick up a wicket in the first 10 overs. It's important that he continues and continues well. He's been the leader. He's been the father figure. Cloud just coming over.
I'll stay away. Oh, Gray. Not the warmest day. There's a bit of sunshine. That'll run away. That's a gift. Now into his sixth over. He's gone for 31, 60 for no loss.
6 গুণ মিল্ক ময়েশ্চার আর বেলি সুবাস আপনাকে দেবে ফ্রেশ এন্ড ইয়াঙ্গার লুকিং স্কিন। মেরিল মিল্ক এন্ড বেলি সোপ বার, ফ্রেশ মানে সুন্দর।
মানুষ তো কথা বলবেই, কিন্তু সৌন্দর্য আমাদের অধিকার। আর আমার সৌন্দর্যের শুরু লাক্সের সাথে। 7টি সৌন্দর্য উপাদান সমৃদ্ধ লাক্স, যা দেয় কোমল ও সুরভিত ত্বক বহুক্ষণ জুড়ে। সৌন্দর্য আমাদের অধিকার, লাক্স।
দারিদ্র্য নিরসন ও বৈষম্য হ্রাসে সামাজিক নিরাপত্তায় বরাদ্দ ৭৪,৩৬৭ কোটি টাকা। সুবিধা পাবে প্রায় ৮৯ লাখ দরিদ্র মানুষ।
This time of the day. They've gone on strike, and Mashrafi has bowled 6 overs. Last 6 one-day nationals. He's only taken 1 wicket. He'd be feeling that. He'd just be wondering when it's going to come. You don't need catches going down if that's the case. Rolls the finger across it. But they stick with him. Atar.
If you look at the way he has played throughout his career, he's been a fighter, and it does get tough if you don't pick up wickets, because you're the captain, you're the skipper. Team would be expecting, if you're using the new ball, you would be expecting for the skipper to pick up wickets, and we'll just have to wait and see how personally he feels, because if you don't pick up wickets, then it'll add more pressure, knowing that you have someone like Rubulison was sitting outside. He's been including in this 11 because Mohammad Saifuddin has a niggling injury. But he has a struggle to pick a wicket. There you go. Strike rate of 40, boundaries 9%.
Through the gap, yes. It's a longish boundary, some chasing to do. Good effort. Well, Dave Warner timing that one. It's a skill that he's always had, but quite often early on he would be willing to go in the air. You haven't seen that through this World Cup, but to hit a gap like that is something he's got to start feeling more often. Not a lot of turn there. Just wonder whether it was dry enough that it might take more turn, maybe later on.
Yeah, once you see the ball is not turning, then you go down the wicket, you would see that both these batsmen were, yeah, that's what he has done with the new ball. And it's the wicket column that is not worked in his favor. 67 without loss.
দেশ সেরা ইমো ভিডিও কল এক্সপিরিয়েন্স এখন দেশে 1 নম্বর 4.5G নেটওয়ার্কে ট্রাই না করলে বুঝবেন কিভাবে রবি
বাড়ির বড় সাহেব সেই মর্নিং ওয়াক থেকে শুরু সারাদিন কত কাজ
তাই এমন ছোট্ট সেলিব্রিটির কমফোর্টের জন্যই নিউ কেয়ার ডাইপার এর অধিক শোষণ ক্ষমতা শিশুকে রাখে শুষ্ক আর নরম ক্লথ লাইক ব্যাকশিট দেয় অনেক আরাম নিউ কেয়ার ডাইপার সারা রাত আরামে সারাদিন ফুরফুরে বিশ্বাস আর আস্থায় ফ্রান্সের টোটাল এলপি গ্যাস দুষ্টু মিষ্টি রিফ্রেশিং সাথে অরেঞ্জ আর লেমন ফ্লেভারে এলো তোমার প্রিয় ট্যাঙ্গো দুষ্টু মিষ্টির সাথে ট্যাঙ্গো চুমুকেই অন্তরঙ্গ
হার না মানা দৃঢ়তায় আমরা এগিয়ে যাই নতুন দিনের প্রতিশ্রুতিতে আর বিশ্বাসের সাথে বলি হাল ছিল না বাংলাদেশ জিপিএইচ ইস্পাত দৃঢ়তার প্রতিশ্রুতি
নতুন ডানো পাওয়ার যার খাঁটি দুধের প্রকৃত পুষ্টি ওকে ভেতরে বাইরে করে স্ট্রং ডানো পাওয়ার বেড়ে ওঠো স্ট্রং হয়ে
Rubel saying first match. Not sure if he gets a spell. Or a slinger will generate more pace and get it up there into high 130s. Yeah, I love the support here for Bangladesh.
It's been outstanding, not only here, Slats, right from the word go when they took on South Africa at Oval, with the number of fans coming in that green jerseys. And once in a while you would feel that you're actually back in Bangladesh at Mirpur, because you would have a similar amount of people coming in and watching in big numbers with those green jerseys on. Bangladesh in search of breaking the opening partnership, even though it's not a very quick start for them, but David Warner and Aaron Finch both now in the mid-30s and would be looking to stamp their authority. You know how deep they're bad, but once the openers get a good start, and each of them would be feeling, yes, they're in for a big innings here. They would need to find their mark here, Bangladesh bowlers, to dislodge one of them.
Interesting to see how English captain just moves the bowlers around today. I'm not sure if he bowling the six can allow batsmen to get set into a rhythm against someone, bowling that many, but economy rate not too bad. A real crouch as he sets. Oh, misfield. Stay on top of the quality in the field, Bangladesh throughout. Might be that a run out or two is going to be very handy today, given that if you're going to take on a more placid, I should say, batting approach, it looks like you can stay in. Mind you, prior to this over, the last three have gone for 20 without any real big moments from the batting pair, so the run's just starting to bleed at the moment. Play and miss. He really tried to thrash at that one, Warner.
Loud roar. Just having a look at Mushfiqur Rahim, Captain Mashrafi Murtaza, just deciding whether he thinks there could have been an edge. No time. But, certainly gave a little bit of hope. It was a little bit wide. Perhaps just bounced a little bit. That's the reason why he missed it. So close to the bat, but not close enough.
Sony gets it away, Dave Warner. Just let it come a little bit more. Flashy square drive for 1, 72 for no loss.
এখন থেকে ফেয়ার এন্ড লাভলি উজ্জ্বলতা দিবে না। কেন দিবে? কারণ শুধু উজ্জ্বলতা হয়ে গেছে পুরনো। এখন ফেয়ার এন্ড লাভলি দিবে এইচডি গ্লো। দেখো
ফেয়ার এন্ড লাভলির এইচডি গ্লো, এটি ত্বককে করে ভেতর থেকে উজ্জ্বল, ডার্ক স্পটস কমায় আর দেয় এইচডি গ্লো।
তো এখন থেকে শুধু উজ্জ্বলতা না, এইচডি গ্লো।
ফেয়ার এন্ড লাভলি। Open up with Pranab.
দেশ সেরা ইমো ভিডিও কল এক্সপিরিয়েন্স এখন দেশের 1 নম্বর 4.5G নেটওয়ার্কে। ট্রাই না করলে বুঝবেন কিভাবে। রবি।
There's a kangaroo. See, there is support here for the Aussies. The boxing kangaroo taking on the tiger of Bangladesh. I wonder who's going to win that. Yeah, really well played. Good use of the feet. Massaging that one into the gap. And he gets the reward there, Dave Warner. Nicely played. He worked a low full toss.
Yeah, they've hardly taken any risk, but if you pick up a boundary of the first ball of any over, then he just releases the pressure. Good use of the feet and then take it on the full. But just twisting in his hand, but good enough to just put it in the gap, and then it does the rest.
He went quickly there, Dave Warner, so he's starting to feel quite positive. Very positive indeed. It's the Warner we know. Got a long way back.
Yeah, into the second tier. That is a powerful hit from David Warner. Picked up the length very quickly. And into the stands. 94 meter. That is a terrific hit.
So he's 47 now, Warner. Oh, one bounce to the man at short cover. It's a good shot. He's gone on length and smacked it out of the park. He's been so prolific. If you look at what he achieved in the IPL, he left slightly early from Hyderabad, which was a real shame for them, as well as Bairstow, who was his opening partner, and they were scoring 60% of the runs for that team. But he hardly missed out, and he's hardly missing out in this World Cup.
He scored in the BPL also. He played few matches there in Bangladesh, and looked to be really in good touch.
Well, that's a big over for Australia. 14 gone, 83 for no loss.
প্রতি চুমুকে রসালো পাল্পি অরেঞ্জের রিফ্রেশিং স্বাদ। ট্রপিকানা ফ্রুটস বিশ্বের 1 নম্বর জুস ব্র্যান্ডের একটি পণ্য। ক্যাপ খোলো, খাও, রিফ্রেশ হয়ে যাও। ট্রপিকানা ফ্রুটস এখন বাংলাদেশে।
এই নিয়ে জানি কথা বলছিলাম, মুরগির মাংস। ও হ্যাঁ, তাই তো।
মুরগির মাংস ছাড়া আর কিছুই মাথায় থাকবে না, কারণ রাঁধুনি মুরগির মাংসের মশলায় রয়েছে প্রয়োজনীয় সেরা সব উপাদানের পারফেক্ট ব্লেন্ড। তাই স্বাদই হবে একমাত্র টপিক।
একবার ট্রাই করে দেখুন।
রাঁধুনি রেডি মিক্স মুরগির মাংসের মশলা।
KY লুম কাটিং এজ প্রযুক্তিতে তৈরি আধুনিক মানের ঢেউটি অধিক টেকসই, মরিচা ও আগুন থেকে সুরক্ষিত রাখে। KY লুম আস্থার জীবন পার।
Rubel with his second. It's a good selection, this Rubel. Full bowler in for Saifuddin, who contributes a little bit more with the bat. But really, he's not a 10-over bank. That's what they want from Rubel. Yeah, it's hardly seen any ground with a straight line on it. It's almost as if someone said, right, I'm taking a slice of the ground out. I wanted something else. Just a single. And Mel Jones is sliding in alongside me. Are you done with all your equipment, Mel?
We would say I've had a mare, Harsha, back home in Australia. I've plugged myself into the wrong box about 3 different times here, but we're right now. Really interested on 2 things for this Bangladesh team today is as we have a look at that's good signs for Australia with Marcus Stoinis having a hit, coming back into the team after his side injury.
So important for Australia Stoinis comes back, because I was a bit surprised when the team was originally picked in the 15. You sort of start off with who you think your first 11 should be, but there were 3 backup bowlers, Nathan Lyon, Fazampa and 2 quicks. So if you had a problem with the batsman, you had Sean Marsh, but there was really... the balance got affected if something happened to either Maxwell or Stoinis. And that's exactly what happened. If Stoinis gets injured, you want Maxwell to bowl 10, you replace him with a pure batsman, so they'll be overjoyed that Stoinis is back.
Most definitely. The other one in that little conundrum is any injuries to Alex Carey as the keeper, because he's the only recognised keeper in the squad. The other thing with Bangladesh was what I loved the other day when they beat the West Indies was that the celebration was very reserved, because that is exactly what they expected and wanted and they saw. But what I loved about the team selection today is that they didn't stick with that winning team. They've come into this game, we're at Trent Bridge, we're against Australia. This is the best team we think has the best opportunity of defending a team that at the moment is in the top 4.
Now, it's interesting you said there was no wild celebration, and as it turned out, while you were saying that, the camera was on Mushfiqur Rahim. You didn't mean it that way, did you? He's been known for as much for his celebrations. Well, that's not fair. He's a better batsman than that, but known for his celebrations. I think the events were phased during the Asia Cup in Sri Lanka as well, when there's a feeling that the celebrations were a bit over the top. This is more subdued. Well played, David Warner. In his own style, which is different from the David Warner we knew. He's got to his 50. It's 86 for no loss.
আপনার উজ্জ্বলতা কি হারিয়ে গেছে? না, লুকিয়ে আছে ত্বকের ডেড সেলসের নিচে। নতুন পন্ডস হোয়াইট বিউটি ফেস ওয়াশ ডাবল ফেয়ারনেস অ্যাকশন ডেড সেলসকে দূর করে, নতুন উজ্জ্বল সেলসগুলোকে বের করে আনে যাতে আপনার উজ্জ্বলতা ফুটে ওঠে। নতুন পন্ডস হোয়াইট বিউটি, প্রতি ওয়াশে দারুণ উজ্জ্বলতা।
যে ভালোটা নিশ্চিত করেছে স্কোয়ারের টেস্টিং সল্ট মুক্ত দারুণ স্বাদের চপস্টিক ইনস্ট্যান্ট নুডলস। শিশুদের জন্য সুস্থ ও সুন্দর শৈশব আমরা চাইলেই দিতে পারি।
লাইভ ক্রিকেট ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ দেখুন গেম অন অ্যাপে। 89 টাকায় 5 GB ইন্টারনেট কিনে এনজয় করুন 5 দিনের ফ্রি সাবস্ক্রিপশন। বাংলা লিংক।
You look at a player like Warner, because you associate Warner with this powerful, dominant style of batting. Anything else looks a bit unusual, and yet he's got a near run of ball 50 or 55 ball, strike rate 91. And that's the great thing about someone like Warner. Mehdi Hassan comes in, young off-spin bowler, good bowler. Economy of 4.55. When you play in Bangladesh, they tend to be low scoring games, but good off spinner. Different kind of challenge for Warner. Well, he started with one down the leg side. He'll want to correct that. I think he's got away with it. Long legs inside the circle at 45.
So some more adjustments being made here by the openers from Australia and Finch and Warner. Be really interested to see how both the captains today use their spinners and what ends they bowl as well. Typically there's a very strong breeze here at Trent Bridge, coming from the bottom right to the top left of screen.
Play 2's been on for 5 overs now. But you make a good point about the breeze. I think it's among the windier grounds in England.
So spinners can think of it one of two ways. They can either go out into the middle and say, well, I want to use that breeze to get the ball up and in and get a little bit of drift.
It's not the longest ground either. So if someone like Finch connects, it's going the distance. But it's always on with the off-spinner bowling to him. I was keen to see if he got a drift because the wind is going to be drifting ball away.
Yeah, bang into Aaron Finch's slot. The line there, I think he was just waiting for him to err a little bit on the leg side. He knows that boundary to square and behind is the shortest batting from the pavilion end.
Oh, he's hit that even better. He's gone to the slightly longer part of the ground. And as it turns out, it just bounces in. Made a great sound of the bat. It's much longer, the boundary there, because it just curves a little bit there, the ground.
Well, the sound didn't match the distance, but again, this is the breeze we're talking about. He's hitting into the breeze this end here, Aaron Finch. And you can see his eyes went straight up. He knew straight away as well.
Thanks for coming to my rescue, Mel. I went with the sound too initially. They've gone after the spin, and his first over 12 came from it. It's 98 for no loss.
Summer enjoy করো ঠান্ডা চকোলেটি পুষ্টিতে।
Good. What happened? Nothing happened, sir. We are proud, sir. Why? Look, sir. Crown cement, sir. So, made in Bangladesh, sir. Your building, my country's cement. We are very proud, sir.
এই আবেগের মূল্য আমরা বুঝি বলেই প্রতিনিয়ত কাজ করে যাচ্ছি আমাদের রপ্তানির দিগন্ত প্রসারিত করতে। ক্রাউন সিমেন্ট, রপ্তানির শীর্ষে বাংলাদেশি গ্লোবাল সিমেন্ট। আমি চিত্তি, আমি অটল, আমি আপন লক্ষ্যে অবিচল। জিপিএচ ইস্পাত, দৃঢ়তার প্রতিশ্রুতি।
And Rubel with his third, it's a pretty ground. It's my favorite ground in England. Just that when I first started coming here, we didn't have the stands on either side, and those stands have almost taken a slice off the stadium.
It reminds me a little bit of Melbourne, where I'm from, because it's got the football stadium close by as well. They've got a lovely river just over the road, so it's a nice walk from the ground, sorry, from the city centre out to the oval.
Boundary's a little shorter though. I remember first coming to the MCG, a bit like at Perth, and I thought the boundaries, had to look at them through binoculars, they were that far away. Warner's interesting one, 51 of 58. You got the feeling he was playing well within himself, and yet it's close to run a ball. Finch 43 of 40. There have been 4 sixes hit today. Murtaza bowled the first 6 overs, but look at what's happened to spin. Shakib 3 overs for 24, Mehdi 1 over for 12. Got Shabir Rahman, part-time leg spinner, as an option instead of Musaddiq today.
Massive challenge here for Murtaza now as well, with the change in the Bangladesh team, is also his bowling combinations. So pressure now from the Australians as they keep applying runs, the 100-run partnership coming up. The 7th for the two of them is that if they're going to go after the spinner, they need him to be as tight as possible from the pavilion end.
Well, seen a similar delivery rear up and take Shikhar Dhawan out of the tournament. Oops. Gloves are better, but the gloves will never be good enough, will they?
Spot on, Harsha.
They're excellent together. 100 from 102 balls, not much timing on that either. I think the big difference for Australia is the return to form of Aaron Finch. Remember, he went through a phase when he was opening in Test cricket as well. Couldn't buy a run, couldn't get a run in a sale. The bowlers kept nipping the ball back in, hitting top of off stump. That was the tail end of that series in India, and then he went to the UAE and played against Pakistan, and he got his form back. And since then, he's been cracking form. He's averaging 80 plus, I think. And that's allowed Warner to play the way he wants to play, because Finch is getting the momentum at the other end. 3 runs from that over, 17 gone. It's 101 for Novas.
ভয়কে যারা জয় করতে পথে নেমেছে তারাই তো নাম্বার ওয়ান। এমন নাম্বার ওয়ান মানুষদের জন্যই আয়োডিন আর মিনারেলসের সংমিশ্রণে এক প্যাকেট নাম্বার ওয়ান ভ্যাকুয়াম সল্ট ও সয়াবিন অয়েল। নাম্বার ওয়ানের জয় সব সময়।
কি রে হেরে গেলি? হেরে তো যাবই। খুশকি? হ্যাঁ, গরম থেকে ঘাম, ঘাম থেকে খুশকি, খুশকি আর হবে না।
অ্যাক্টিভ লাইফে ড্যান্ড্রফ মুক্ত থাকতে লেবু ও Z-Fitio সমৃদ্ধ সানসিল্ক হিজাব অ্যান্টি ড্যান্ড্রফ শ্যাম্পু, যা খুশকি রোধ করে। খুশকি মুক্ত সতেজ চুল। সানসিল্ক হিজাব অ্যান্টি ড্যান্ড্রফ শ্যাম্পু।
সেনসেশন ক্লাসিক ও স্ট্রবেরি ভ্যারিয়েন্টে।
কোনোভাবেই প্রতারিত হবেন না। চাকরি পাওয়া, লটারি জেতা বা ভুলে টাকা চলে গেছে, এসব বলে প্রতারক আপনাকে টাকা পাঠানোর জন্য অনুরোধ কিংবা চাপ প্রয়োগ করতে পারে। এ ধরনের কোনো কথায় কখনো কান দিবেন না। আপনার বিকাশ অ্যাকাউন্টের পিন নাম্বার এবং বিকাশ থেকে পাঠানো ভেরিফিকেশন কোড অত্যন্ত গোপনীয় ব্যক্তিগত তথ্য। এসব তথ্য অন্যকে বলে নিজের টাকাকে ঝুঁকির মুখে ফেলবেন না। মনে রাখবেন, বিকাশ কখনো গ্রাহকের কাছ থেকে পিন কিংবা ভেরিফিকেশন কোড জানতে চায় না।
ওরা কিন্তু পরশু ফিরছে হানিমুন থেকে।
হাসি খুশি
ছোট্ট সবুজ একটা স্টাইল ডাইনিং স্পেসটা তুমি বলো।
বিস্কিট রঙের মা।
তোমার কাজল কিন্তু এখনো কালোই ভালো। এভাবেই উৎসব রাঙাতে যুগ যুগ ধরে বাড়ছে।
মাঠ কেন নষ্ট করছো?
কারণ আবার ম্যাচ হেরে গেছে না। আজ হেরেছে, কিন্তু কাল তো জিততেও পারি। হারকে হারাতে গিয়ে যদি দাগ লেগে যায়, তাহলে দাগই ভালো। সার্ফ এক্সেল, দাগই ভালো। এই গরমে একটা ঠান্ডা নিউজ দেই। এখন মাই জিপি অ্যাপে নির্দিষ্ট ইন্টারনেট প্যাকে 10% বোনাস। বেশি থাকতে কম নেবেন কেন? ডালো ক্যাপ্টেন ক্যালসিয়াম, প্রোটিন, আয়োডিন ও ভিটামিন সমৃদ্ধ পুষ্টিকর দুধের সাথে আছে চকলেটি স্বাদ।
দেশ সেরা ইমো ভিডিও কল এক্সপিরিয়েন্স এখন দেশের 1 নম্বর 4.5G নেটওয়ার্কে। ট্রাই না করলে বুঝবেন কিভাবে। রবি।
মিষ্টি আমের মজায় লাইফ হোক ফ্রুটোময়।
প্রবলেমে ভরা অফিস লাইফকে ইজি করতে আছে ম্যাটাডোর স্টেশনারি।
We are match 26. Come a long way, Bangladesh, since qualifying, going through a difficult phase where they hardly seem to win anything, and here they are. They've beaten South Africa, they've beaten West Indies. Can't even call those upsets anymore because they dominated and won. Now they're up against Warner and Finch. Think about a player Warner's found a way to get to another half century today. Between them, they've put on 100 together. Showed you that innings from match from 99. The big difference with Bangladesh is the growth in confidence. You saw the run chase against the West Indies was the best I've seen from Bangladesh. Oh, elbow! It was well down the wicket though, was Warner. What's it going to be? No, excitement. Probably going down the leg side, but I think there's little evidence of the drift that you were talking about, Mel.
This is the perfect end for him to be bowling for, to get that drift. The drift will push the ball more into David Warner, and then if he can get the revolutions on the ball, he's try and slow it down to get more. He'll then hopefully grip and then turn away from the left-hander. That's in an ideal world with a pitch that offers you a little bit more, so it'll drift in and then pitch and then turn away. Unfortunately, on this occasion, it just kept going.
Just as well they didn't review it. Yeah, it's been a great joy watching Bangladesh over the years. When they first qualified in 99, I was there when they qualified in 97. That game was played on AstroTurf in Malaysia. Bangladesh versus Kenya, can you imagine? Seems not that far ago, but you're playing in pimple-sole shoes because you can't wear spikes. They qualified from there, came here in 99. They lost a lot of their early matches. But what separates that Bangladesh team from this one is two things. It's just the confidence that, and it comes with experience. It's one of the most experienced teams at the World Cup, this Bangladesh side. Mushfiqur Rahim, Shakib, Mashrafi, Tamim, they've all been playing for a long time. You can see that in the approach. It's no longer about how much are we going to lose, it's can we win. Much better over. The first one was expensive, produced 12. This one just 3. It's 103 for no loss.
এলো নতুন উদ্যমে নতুন শক্তিতে হাল্ক।
এখন থেকে ফেয়ার এন্ড লাভলি উজ্জ্বলতা দিবে না। কেন দিবে? কারণ শুধু উজ্জ্বলতা হয়ে গেছে পুরনো। এখন ফেয়ার এন্ড লাভলি দিবে এইচডি গ্লো। দেখো,
ফেয়ার এন্ড লাভলির এইচডি গ্লো, এটি ত্বককে করে ভেতর থেকে উজ্জ্বল, ডার্ক স্পটস কমায় আর দেয় এইচডি গ্লো।
তো এখন থেকে শুধু উজ্জ্বলতা না, এইচডি গ্লো।
ফেয়ার এন্ড লাভলি।
কিছু ছেলের কুলনেস একদমই আলাদা। কুল ডিওড্রেন্ট বডি স্প্রে 6টি লং লাস্টিং ভ্যারিয়েন্টে। কুল বডি স্প্রে ফর লং লাস্টিং কুলনেস।
হার না মানা দৃঢ়তায় আমরা এগিয়ে যাই নতুন দিনের প্রতিশ্রুতিতে, আর বিশ্বাসের সাথে বলি হাল ছেড়ো না বাংলাদেশ।
Wonder too if the slowness of the surface is bothering the batsman a little bit. Having said that, they're going at 5.72. Till a little while ago it was 6.
I don't think it's bothering them. It's probably just frustrating them slightly. You can see David Warner and his response to not being able to get that delivery away. And this is what we're just talking about, isn't it? Finding a way then, right? If he gets that same delivery again, good players, they don't play the same shot. Or if they do, they get themselves into position quicker and get their hands through the ball fractionally quicker to be able to manoeuvre it to the onside.
It's interesting, the teams are probably looking at it differently. For Australia, coming from the harder surfaces, they'll think this is slow. Bangladesh might say, you think this is slow? Come to Dhaka and Chittagong. We do slow there. The ball hits the deck, contemplates life. Should I go to the batsman or no? Maybe today. That is slow.
And there's the adjustment right there from David Warner. The 2 balls ago, he got cramped up, he got it on the pad, looked frustrated, but what he does then, he processes that and says, okay, don't get frustrated now, what can I do? I get my hands out in front of myself a little bit more. Don't try and overhit it. Contact is the most important thing. Be happy to take the single.
Interested in seeing how the innings progresses from here with Khwaja and Smith, whether it again comes down to Maxwell to provide the impetus. It's one of the issues with the Australian side, but when they get off to a good start on slightly slower surfaces with Khwaja and Smith in the middle.
Yeah, the one thing we haven't seen from either of these players is trying to create a little bit more pace on the ball. You might see it from top order players in other countries where they actually advance down the wicket a little bit, make that distance between the ball and the bat just that little bit shorter, a little bit of extra pace. Warner and Finch happy to still play from the crease.
I love watching Usman Khwaja bat, but I get the feeling that as the innings progresses, they just tend to shove him back down the order. It was magnificent when Warner and Smith were not there. Khwaja was literally carrying that side along. Yes, they're going to cramp him twice. He's drifted down the leg side now. Good thing he's done though is that his long leg's much finer. The other man is out deep at square, but he's about 10 yards inside the line.
Yeah, it's probably the one indication that you feel as if Australia haven't quite settled on the balance of their team yet. It happened with Sean Marsh as well, sort of been pushed further down, depending on the way in which the team plays. Right, the game plan here for Australia is hit the spinners out of the attack, and you certainly saw Aaron Finch being really aggressive early doors. Bangladesh, for them on this pitch here at Trent Bridge, is they've got to use their variations effectively. Change of pace, cutters, position on the crease line. Do they go a little bit wider and angle it in? How do they get something out of this deck?
5 runs came from that over. No, in fact 6. Bangladesh was so good the other day. 110 for no loss.
Tamim Iqbal, how much will he score tonight?
15,
20,
30, 60. সবচেয়ে বেশি ডিসকাউন্ট পাওয়া যাবে আর কোথাও না, শুধুমাত্র ফুড পান্ডায়। চিয়ার্স!
Open up with Pranab. লাইফে নতুন মাত্রার এনার্জি আর ভাগ দিতে এলো গিয়ার। এবার লাইফ চলবে টপ গিয়ারে। গিয়ারে থাকো।
দেশ সেরা ইমো ভিডিও কল এক্সপিরিয়েন্স এখন দেশের 1 নম্বর 4.5G নেটওয়ার্কে ট্রাই না করলে
Is Mehdi Hassan.
Wait on!
Speed with the deep though, so down to just a couple.
I think there's a moment coming here. Aaron Finch, you could just see his right foot prior to delivery, just push back to leg side, as if to say to Mehdi, right, where are you going to play it? Where are you going to bowl it? I'm ready. I want to create length for myself. It's a good reply. So Mehdi, he knows Aaron Finch is looking to go after him now. There he goes. Gives himself a little bit of space.
Now, has he got a little bit of bat on it? I think he does. 4 runs, another 50 comes up. He's been in tremendous form since that. Well, 2019's actually been a fantastic year for Aaron Finch. 51 of 47. We've been talking about Warner. He scored one at a strike rate of 108.
He's passed 50 on 8 occasions in his last 11 innings for Australia.
It's incredible how the transformation takes place from a player who's struggling to get a run to a player who's hitting 50s for fun.
I think a little bit was coming off the back end of his experience in Test match cricket. Like any Australian, he was so desperate to wear the baggy green, and he got that opportunity. You see the completion of the 20th over. It's 117 for none.
প্রতি চুমুকে রসালো পাল্পি অরেঞ্জের রিফ্রেশিং স্বাদ ট্রপিকানা ফ্রুটস বিশ্বের 1 নম্বর জুস ব্র্যান্ডের একটি পণ্য ক্যাপ খোলো খাও রিফ্রেশ হয়ে যাও ট্রপিকানা ফ্রুটস এখন বাংলাদেশে
এই নিয়ে জানি কথা বলছিলাম মুরগির মাংস ও হ্যাঁ তাই তো
মুরগির মাংস ছাড়া আর কিছুই মাথায় থাকবে না, কারণ রাঁধুনি মুরগির মাংসের মশলায় রয়েছে প্রয়োজনীয় সেরা সব উপাদানের পারফেক্ট ব্লেন্ড। তাই স্বাদই হবে একমাত্র টপিক।
একবার ট্রাই করে দেখো
রাঁধুনি রেডি মিক্স মুরগির মাংসের মশলা।
সামার এনজয় করো ঠান্ডা চকোলেটি পুষ্টিতে
14টিরও বেশি ভিটামিন ও মিনারেল সমৃদ্ধ বিশ্বের 1 নম্বর সেলিং মিল্ক পাউডার নিরো কর্টিগ্রো।
At 4 or 5, go up the order. Shoma Shakar comes on. Pull a little bit of sort of slow medium. The light's gone a little bit here. He'll go a little dibbly-dobbly. His right arm medium fast. He'll be happy with the description. Just 1 wicket. I think he's a little worried about how much spinners have gone for, so he's using a 6th bowler.
First time he's bowled this World Cup, so the Australians wouldn't have seen him of late.
He's also bowling from the end where the wind will favour his in-swing. Yeah, their session, Australia's session, Finch and Warner 64. So you think Finch is now gone from red ball cricket? You think so?
Oh, you never say never, but in his form in one-day cricket we've seen here today, along with David Warner, can always get you back into a side. But I think it's a childhood dream for someone to be able to pull on the baggy green, whether it's in the men's or the women's team. And he finally got that opportunity, and then he just struggled a little bit. He had a good knock in Perth. And I think his mindset around trying to make sure he could stay in the team and create runs just sort of then flowed over into his form in the one-day game.
Oh, he's found the gap. There's a fielder in the deep though, so they should get 2. What I actually intended to say and didn't quite come out that way, I think, was not whether his red ball game is over, but whether he's focusing now more on the white ball game. Oh, the scoring. We've all scored at some stage in life. It's an art. Nobody is neater than scorers are. That's where I struggle in my starting out. You just went to volunteer to be a scorer. Did you do that yourself?
I did, and as soon as they brought in coloured pens and you had to match the colour to the bowler, to the batter, I said, no, that's it. I'm out.
Then you put the 6 dots. You pull 6 dots. You join them together to make an M. If there's a wicket made in, you put a W at the bottom. We've all done that. Fielder in the deep, just a single.
You know, it's reasonably neat, but it was never right. So I got the wrong one correct. Always got to be right with the scorebook. And then finding that missing run, never any good at that either.
And if as the lights are coming on, I did say that it was getting a little darker. Oh, in the air! What a soft dismissal! Here we are, saying how well Aaron Finch is playing. He's going to look back and say, did I really do that?
This has come from absolutely nowhere. In his first over in this World Cup, Saka has got the Australian skipper, the skipper that's coming off 153 of such magnificent form. Pretty innocuous ball, got a little bit of extra bounce, trying to just maneuver it down into the gap. Comfortable catch taken by yet another guy who's coming into this team today in Rubel. Finch goes for 53 and Australia lose their first wicket with 121 on the board.
লাইট জ্বলতেই মনে পড়লো এ মাসের ডেস্কো বিল তো দেওয়া হয়নি। অসুবিধা নেই, বিকাশ অ্যাপের পে বিল থেকে ঘরে বসেই দিয়ে দেবো। পল্লী বিদ্যুৎ বিল দিতে বাবাকে আর লাইনে দাঁড়াতে হয় না, আমিই দেই। বিকাশ অ্যাপে এটাও হয়। ছোট বোন ভাবছে ইন্টারনেটের বিল দিতে আমি ভুলে গেছি, ও তো জানে না এটাও বিকাশ অ্যাপে হয়। অ্যাপ দিয়ে আমার সব ধরনের বিল বিকাশ করি, কোনো চার্জ ছাড়াই। বিকাশ অ্যাপ একদম সিম্পল।
ট্রিট মিল্ক চকলেট বার, গো টাইগার্স।
তোমাদের সাবান কি কি করে? রিমুভ করে অয়েল, ডার্ট আর পলিউশন। মানে শুধু মাইনাস, তো উজ্জ্বলতা এমনই হবে। পুরো উজ্জ্বলতা চাও তো শুধু মাইনাস না, অ্যাডও করো মাল্টিভিটামিন ফর্মুলার গ্লো। ফেয়ার এন্ড লাভলি ফেয়ারনেস ফেস ওয়াশ, এটা রিমুভ করে ডার্ট, অয়েল, পলিউশন আর অ্যাড করে মাল্টিভিটামিন ফর্মুলার ইনস্টা গ্লো। ফেয়ার এন্ড লাভলি ফেয়ারনেস ফেস ওয়াশ।
যে ভালোটা নিশ্চিত করেছে স্কোয়ারের টেস্টিং সল্ট মুক্ত দারুণ স্বাদের চপস্টিক ইনস্ট্যান্ট নুডলস। শিশুদের জন্য সুস্থ ও সুন্দর শৈশব আমরা চাইলেই দিতে পারি।
Guardia with plenty of time to bat, and you can team up with Warner. He's only averaging close to 20. There's no doubting his quality. He's actually got an excellent opening average. His performances as an opener in this format have been outstanding. Still one of the batsmen in the Australian team just trying to get into this World Cup. So that's something for Bangladesh. They can put some pressure on now. It's end of the over, 121 for 1.
দেশ সেরা ইমো ভিডিও কল এক্সপিরিয়েন্স এখন দেশের 1 নম্বর 4.5G নেটওয়ার্কে। ট্রাই না করলে বুঝবেন কিভাবে। রবি।
সাধারণ লাল বা ব্রাউন আটায় গমের ভুসি মেশানো থাকলেও থাকে না পূর্ণ পুষ্টিগুণ। অন্যদিকে বাংলাদেশ
হিন্দি সিনেমার গান গেয়ে সারেগামাপার মঞ্চ মাতালো নোবেল।
নোবেলের আওয়াজ পুরো মাহল চেঞ্জ হয়ে গেল।
শনি ও রবিবার রাত 9:30 জি বাংলায়।
हर किसी को नहीं मिलता यहाँ प्यार जिंदगी में।
হিন্দি সিনেমার গান গেয়ে সারেগামাপার মঞ্চ মাতালো নোবেল।
नसीब है हम जिनको
গন্ডগোলের আওয়াজ পুরো
এত প্র্যাকটিস করে কি লাভ? আজ 5 নাম্বার ম্যাচটাও হারলাম। কোচিংই ছেড়ে দেব।
তো কাল থেকে নো কোচ। চল। কাল থেকে নো বল। নো উইকেট।
থামো! আরে কি করছো? মাঠ কেন নষ্ট করছো?
কারণ আবার ম্যাচ হেরে গেছে না।
তো কি হয়েছে? আজই কি শেষ ম্যাচ?
আজ যদি শেষ ম্যাচ নাই হয় তাহলে আপনি কোচিং কেন ছাড়ছেন? আজ হেরেছে কিন্তু কাল তো জিততেও পারি।
এত প্র্যাকটিস করে কি লাভ? আজ 5 নাম্বার ম্যাচটাও হারলাম। কোচিংই ছেড়ে দেব।
তো কাল থেকে নো কোচ। চল। কাল থেকে নো বল। নো উইকেট।
থামো! আরে কি করছো? মাঠ কেন নষ্ট করছো?
কারণ আবার ম্যাচ হেরে গেছে না।
তো কি হয়েছে? আজই কি শেষ ম্যাচ?
আজ যদি শেষ ম্যাচ নাই হয় তাহলে আপনি কোচিং কেন ছাড়ছেন? আজ হেরেছে কিন্তু কাল তো জিততেও পারি। কাল 9টায় প্র্যাকটিস।
5:30টায়।